My name is Sonia Soiree. I'm a fourth year, and my family and I immigrated here to the United States from Sierra Leone when I was 4 due to a war in Sierra Leone.
Hi, my name is Yanaka Ashi. I'm also a fourth year, and my parents originate from Cameroon. They came here to the States for better opportunities for jobs and education.
So how have you all's experience growing up in the United States?
My experience growing up in the United States with African parents has definitely been both a challenge, but at the same time joyful. Like, I've enjoyed it, learning about, where my parents originally come from, like eating the food that they've, have eaten when they were growing up, learning the values that they were taught when growing up has definitely been both a constant struggle, but at the same time it's been rewarding because I'm able to come here, do what I have to do as a student, as an American here, and still represent my culture. I know one of the main things my parents made it known for us and my younger sisters is that education is key, education is important, because one of the main reasons why they came to the States is to find better opportunities, to be well educated, able to at least adapt to any situation wherever they may be. So definitely it's been a challenge, but it's been a rewarding, because just as well as anybody else, but at least have to a lot of things I value.
I would agree with Anaka. My dad would always be like, you can put your sports aside, you can put your extracurriculars aside, and with education you can go anywhere. So I would agree with her that education was key for me growing up. And like she said, all the culture and all the values that they grew up with, and telling me about how they used to travel to school by foot, however many miles, just instilling those kinds of little stories and anecdotes really pushed me. But at the same time, like she said, it was a challenge, and it was just, it could be frustrating at times, but I think that has helped me a lot getting to where I am today.
So how has your experience been in college in regards to friends, social life, balancing academics, with the pressure from your parents or anything of that nature?
I have enjoyed my college experience. I came to UVA hoping to gain more black friends, because growing up I mainly had white friends. I went to predominantly white middle school and high school, so I was like, okay, I'm coming to UVA hoping to get a more diverse experience. And I think that coming here has made me see a broad perspective of the black community. The black that I knew prior to now was African. And not necessarily African American, and I've learned that the two don't have to be mutually exclusive. You can be both and celebrate both sides or all sides of the black culture in the United States.
I would say my experience here at college is somewhat quite similar with Sonia, but at the same time different. Growing up, I tend to hang out around with people similar to me, Africans, and I did have, my few African American friends. So coming here wasn't too much of a challenge. It wasn't too hard of transitioning how to at least communicate with people who don't come from the same background as I do, where you have parents who are from a different country, they're foreigners, you don't eat the typical food they eat here, so it wasn't too difficult. But definitely with college, my parents stressed that I come to college with the intent to do well, not to come here and socialize. And I'm just, relaxing, having fun conversation with my friends, and he goes I didn't pay for you to come to college and socialize. I came for you to get A's, no B's, no C's, no nothing. So my parents did put a lot of stress on me. Doing what I need to do, I was excelling in everything, and that I was using this opportunity to get me far ahead in life, versus then using this opportunity to just socialize, be a social butterfly.
Okay, so my last question is, I know that both of you guys are members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. How did this go over with your parents? How did they take this? How did you present this idea to your parents?
I'll start with my mom. My mom was pretty much okay. I have a best friend whose mom is a Delta. I've known her since I was 9 years old. So her mom, my best friend's mom, helped my mom kind of understand why I want to do, why I want to become part of this organization. She, told her about the history, and from there my mom took it upon herself to research about the organization, understand the history, why it was so important to me at the time. However, my dad, on the other hand, saw it as an opportunity for me to socialize versus then fully use my college experience to get good grades, get that job, that excellent job after you've come out of college, or, get that great offer from a top university top MBA program. So my dad was kind of like, he's like, why do you need all this money for an organization that won't, push you far? But after a while, once he came to, our ceremonies, and he came and saw how passionate I was about the organization, he slowly begun to realize, like, okay, I know what Delta is. I know what they do for a living. I know they mean change. I know that the one thing they strive on is their education. Intelligence is a torch of wisdom, and that's one of the main reasons why I particularly joined, because that's something my parents instilled in me as a kid. So that's my reason.
I agree with Anaka. I guess the difference between her and I is that while my parents did value education, I was always like, all right, so what's the next social thing I can do? Because I don't know, I like to get to know people. I am the social butterfly type of person. So I think for me, Greek life was just like, okay, what else does Sonia want to do now? But they definitely didn't understand it. My mom was a lot more, I guess, understanding, at least at the beginning, simply because she knew that I was always getting involved in something besides school. But for my dad, I had to write a proposal. And that's just my dad being the extra formal person that he is. So my proposal basically described the organization to him, why I wanted to do it, what the benefits were going to be for me, not only in college, but after college as well. And like Anaka, I stressed the values of the organization. I stressed, some of the past people, some of the members of the organization, and the things that they do, just showing him the positives of it, as opposed to, some imaginative idea that he may have. So after doing that, I think that is what helped him understand and why I'm in the organization now. And like I was saying before, generally speaking, being an African American, or an African, I should say, in America hasn't been a challenge. I think that being Black in America is a holistic experience, and it can encompass a lot of things, and being African is just one of those things. So I've enjoyed it, and I don't think you need to limit yourself to being African in America. You can just be Black and happy and have everything.
Yeah.